once we exclude them from our census, it's over for Democrats. So honestly, I'm just sitting back and laughing at this point because I cannot wait for all of this to be done. Jasmine Crockett wants for ICE agents to remove their masks. Just a few years ago, Democrats were crying about everybody needs to wear a mask. Now they want people to take off their mask. But I say all this to say it's black women and some black men too who are doing a huge disservice to the black community. Again, when these people break into the country or overstay their welcome, they're not going into gated communities. They're coming into our communities first. This is not a black issue. This is not a brown issue. This is an American issue because our resources are at stake. But when you have them influencing not just local politicians, but also our federal reps as well, we have to put a stop to this. And we can talk about her all day, but I think Trump is taking a huge step by excluding them from our census because I think once that is done and once the Democrats realize that no, they don't actually benefit you for them to complain about resources that we are forced to give them after
Right.
they broke into the country or overstayed their welcome is just insane. If there was no due process coming in, there's no due process going out. I think we're being a little too nice, but I understand we do have rules, even if the rules were broken to get here. But I'm not president. But I think we're being a little too nice because I said this when we were in Tampa. Our county jails in Dallas and Tarrant County, people die in our county jail. I think last we left off with the redistricting in Texas. The committee, the House committee passed it. The Democrats fled the state. And this was after they had seen the proposed maps. I think we need to call out the Republican leadership there for allowing them to flee. And they went to some of the most gerrymandered states in the nation. Between then and now, the Senate passed the map. So now we're just waiting on the House. And the special session is supposed to end early today. They have this mindset that if you are black or brown and you live in a black or brown district, that our representation is supposed to be black or brown. She's literally championing the idea of DEI politicians instead of people voting based on policy or merit or their plan for that seat. Jones, I believe her name is, Texas state rep, one of them that fled, I believe, compared the Holocaust to the fact that they are changing our maps, which I don't see how she put that together. But whenever you go so far to compare slavery and the Holocaust to modern day things, I think it does a great injustice, not just for Americans, because just humankind, humanity. Why are we bringing up the Holocaust and slavery
Right.
to just following the rules and modern
Exactly.
day issues? It's insane. She is being very sympathetic. Let's be empathetic or sympathetic in your home country because if you don't have a path to citizenship, just stay in your home country. We cannot take care of everything. Yeah, but it's
Okay.
just as bad because, and I didn't even know that people, illegal immigrants, were able to hop over the border and then enroll their children into our public school systems because every time I have to enroll my child, I'm required documentation that proves that he's a citizen. So that didn't even it didn't even register to me until somebody brought it up. The response shouldn't be predicated on who supports you. It's right, wrong is wrong. Just like he probably has a fence around his house,
Yep.
we need a fence around our border. But I'll let him respond. Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Because
I'm dead
I just found out that some of our prisons in Texas they don't have AC.
exactly.
But
Exactly.
they I Okay, I'll do some more research. And that was one of the two demands that Democrats put out in order to return back to the state of Texas. They had two. One was for the special session to end today, which Republicans were already planning that, and for California to begin their process with changing their maps. So those were the two demands from the Democrats, but those were two things that were already going to
It's all
happen.
kind of different situations been going around as far as immigration, but to see people like disrespected like that, and the federal government just being too heavy-handed and disrespectful, going to churches and weddings and grabbing people out of those schools.
Peyton, what are your thoughts about this?
He mentioned schools, and I seen Tom Homan spoke about this recently. But do we not have gangs in schools? American gangs, yes, but we also have cartel gangs in our schools. So that was the reasoning to open up ICE enforcement in churches and in schools. Go get registered to vote. Go be a precinct chair. Don't just come out every 4 years. Come out every single year to vote. Stay active in your local politics. And don't just read headlines. Don't think that watching the news is research. Go and conduct actual independent, unbiased research and come up with your own conclusion as long as it makes sense and as long as it's after a prayer for discernment.